Hello everybody, welcome back to Red Tool House. Last week we talked about, in one of our Tool House shorts, preppers versus homesteaders when it came to emergency food storage, buying the MREs or the freeze-dried stuff versus canning and doing regular food storage, those type of things that we homesteaders would do. And it got some really good discussion going. And one thing that I do want to come back and talk about is, it may sound like all we do is canning, but we do buy dry goods in bulk. And what I like to do, there's two dry goods that I really like to buy. I like to buy rice and I like to buy beans. You say, well, it's a coffee can. Actually, there's rice in that. What we do is I will buy usually 100 pounds of rice and maybe 50 pounds of beans. And of course, you buy that in bulk. You find you a good bulk source wherever you choose. You can even go to Costco or Sam's or whatever stores you have available like that. But buy in bulk. Now again, the big difference from a lot of what you see some of these prepper plans do is you buy all this in bulk and stick it away somewhere in a rodent-proof container and don't mess with it until you need it. Well, we don't do that because, again, you got to worry about the viability of this food, and you want something that's palatable, you want something that's not going to mold. You don't want to have a spaghetti hits the fan instance and then you open up your bag and something's gotten wrong with it. So what we do is I'll take that 100 pounds of rice and 50 pounds of beans and we'll bust it up. So Kelly will put it in some jars, she'll put it in coffee cans that keep fairly sealed, obviously rodent-proof, dust-proof, those type of things. But we eat that. So she'll fold that into our daily recipe or weekly recipe, whatever she puts together. So she'll make a meal that requires rice, and then sometimes she'll make a meal that requires beans. And I usually set these thresholds. So when we drop below 50 pounds of rice or drop below 25 pounds of beans, then that's the tag to go out and buy more. Now again, you can set those thresholds wherever you want, but the game plan with that is if you stay regimented with that and you stay diligent with that process, then you'll never have less than X amount of rice and beans or whatever you're storing on hand in case you have one of those emergency situations. So you think about it, if you had 50 pounds of rice and 25 of beans at the lowest, my lowest threshold, the emptiest I could ever get should be 25 and 50. Again, stocking back up, the highest I could be, of course, is 50 and 100. So that's just one thing. I didn't want to make it sound like we don't do dry good purchasing. We don't store in bulk when it comes to that. Obviously, we don't grow rice. We don't grow beans on the property. That's something we don't do. So we do buy those in bulk. So make sure you consider that and keep that in your game plan.